running the spot. And you know we got breath. Cardio kingpin, subjugate the dub play. And you know we can't wait to bring spins. A-star quizzes, A+ the final. Vocals we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints we rock. We earn 30 years so you can say we got 3 turns. Live off the board, unlike you and your...
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the...
Opened back in 2003, have a look at the Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. Tonight, we reach the unofficial midway point of the season with a good Monday night battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
If you just break it down in individual terms, he played really well last week. 0 interceptions, 3 touchdown passes. Not a whole lot more he could have done to win that game. But you know something's funny when we talk to him.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. How it's long distance now? Let's go to that play.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Here's Jackson. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun now for Wentz. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Let's go. We're 20. Man 5-7.
From midfield, here's Wentz. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Check girls, check girls, check girls.
Now on 2nd and 13. Rodgers. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
To throw is Rodgers. It got his man complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. On the delay, Jones. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. It's caught here by Adams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards, 1st down Packers. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Tackle that time by Sidney Jones. A look now at the defensive starters for Philadelphia. They were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's about what you consider the break-even mark. If you give up 17 points a game all year long.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check 91. 91 is the Mike. Mike 91. Hey.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this throw will be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the 1st quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. The Packers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out. Rodgers now to throw. Man open. It's St. Brown. He's got it. A good pickup there. 26 yards.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 12, Rodgers, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rodgers. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Now Rodgers to throw on 3rd down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Carson Wentz and the Eagles make their way out to the field. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys, 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 10 yards there and an Eagle 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They give to Johnson going right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to the end zone real fast.
They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. Johnson with a burst, a 1st down or more. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Ty Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So here are the Packers now to take over. They've got the lead right now, and last week they were able to defeat the Atlanta Falcons here as they try to make it 2 victories in a row. Rodgers now on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 42 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Throwing is Rodgers. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Derek Barnett in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Yo, check 91. 91 is the Mike. Mike 91. Hey, tighten down. Hey, Echo. 91.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. He lets this one fly toward the back of the... This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey in the final seconds of the first half, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. So they just do get the touchdown in before halftime, and now a PAT will tie it.
So what we're seeing is one team is going to be really excited right now. How about the other side, though? Will they be deflated, or will they go ahead and gather themselves, regroup at halftime, and come back out because we had an even half?
Yeah, we did. We'll see. Should be a good second half, that's for sure. All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. A final shot before half for Rodgers. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. So thanks to the late touch. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
56, the mark, 56, check, 56.
They'll go again with Sanders. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterback's got to see that.
He's got a man complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. DJ Chark hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just It's a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Keep playing.
Marching back onto the field now, Davante Adams and company getting set to go. And any time a receiver's over 100 yards like he is. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Now Rodgers. And Adams has it complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. On first down, Jones. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. From the 44, Rodgers. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. 12 yards there and a first down. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
They'll run on first down. Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well,
and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, his 4th touchdown on the year.
Is under review.
Rodgers pass complete to number 17, Davante.
Now Prater to add the PAT. And that will tie our game here in the third quarter. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the third quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Sanders. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Mike 56, Mike 56. Good try. Sunday. Hey, empty.
It's a 2nd down.
A bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. On 1st down, Sanders. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down, it's Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 3rd down, it's Sanders. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Now a carry for Sanders. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Johnson running right. Johnson with a burst, a 1st down and more. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Sanders. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And they will take a 7-point lead. A 10-play drive that time. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. Then he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for
pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Jarrett Davis gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Rodgers going to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Equanimous St. Brown, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. With it is Jackson. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Another run here with Sanders. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain of 13, it's a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it second and goal now as they look for that final dagger. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'll try to run with Sanders. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Bullock will put this one through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
So Aaron Rodgers and his offense down by 10, a minute 46 to go. They'll need a score here and also likely an onside kick recovery, but first things first. Blitz coming and down he goes. The clock rolls as the Packers look to hurry things up. Back to throw, Rodgers. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Rodgers to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Jared Davis in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Here's Rodgers. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town. And now
they're down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Another run with Sanders. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. On third down, it's Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Bullock good on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points,